YouTube fans? As you can see by the title already, it's another paintball debrief, which means I went paintballing today. And I actually played, finally. Because the gun, I was able to finally get it down to under 300 balls per second. Feet per second, sorry. God, 300 balls per second, that'd be awesome. And the way I did it was this. I got these the little colored springs that they have. It says like low, mid-low, mid-red, mid-high, and all that stuff, and you put those in, and those counteract the velocity. And why that was happening is because I put the aluminum internals inside there, so it's really shooting really smooth and really hard. It's shooting a lot harder than the plastic internals would. And so, you know, you just had to tone down the spring is all it was. But HPA was still not working. I don't know what the deal was. It was you see my little remote valve right here. It was actually spewing gas out the top, but then I switched back to CO2 and not a problem. I tried the thing everybody tells me with HPA where you crank it down until it kicks in and then you back it out a little bit, and you know, it's nothing. It was just giving me no pressure whatsoever, you know. And so as for the gun, how did it do? Everybody's always got questions about like how does this work and all that. And the first thing that everyone wants to know is how's the apex on it, since I got the apex. Well, it's being the first time I really got to play with it, it was good. It was really good. I didn't notice a huge difference, but then again I went from a flat line to an apex, so I wouldn't. It was really accurate. It was shooting really straight and really far. I didn't notice any sort of ball drop until, like, you know, it reached a long ways. And I noticed everybody else was lobbing the balls the guy I was shooting at was lobbing and I was shooting straight at him. So, you know, we did get that. I did have some issues where the ball was kind of curving left and right, and to be honest, it's probably, there's probably a good reason for it, and I'll show you what it is, and that would be all of that. You can't see it, but let's get that focused. Yeah, look at that paint inside there. What happened was when it was shooting 360 before I got the right spring in there, because I had to try pretty much all of these, which I'm on low, by the way. I'm on the smallest in there, and I finally got it down to 280. Yeah, as soon as the balls would hit the little pad at the base when I was shooting it, they would explode. So it's funny because you can actually see through the barrel, and in the barrel is clean. It's completely clean in there. It's like mirror finish still, but there's all this paint right here. So, so I just gotta clean that off. But outside of that, I mean, I did have a little bit of it, like I said, a little veer to the right. So yeah, the next thing people would ask about a lot, especially now, is that how did the scope do? Because that's the new part, right? I don't know because I took it off. So let's just go ahead and do that now. So I took it off just like that and left it in my case. The reason why is I just didn't need it. I mean, I didn't. It was an open field, so anytime I took really trying to aim and get it in there and everything like that was just going to end up being, you know, everybody could see me and they were going to just lay into me. So it was pointless. I mean, the only thing you would really want to use this for is scouting and seeing where everybody is, but they can't see you. So yeah, outside of that. But I will say, once I had it on the gun for when I was chronoing it, it was kind of scary accurate as long as I was at 300 or more. Once I got down to 260, 270, 280, and this is on CO2, so it was all over the place. Once I got it down to there, the balls were dropping lower than the crosshairs, but before that it was actually spot on. It was kind of crazy. I didn't even adjust this yet, but it was spot on. I had like maybe a 2 or 3 foot range of where they would kind of veer left and right, but every now and then one would be dead center. So I had this little perfect sweet spot, but then I lost it. So then I tried to adjust it, and sadly, because I can't keep the gun still, I needed some sort of mounting bracket or something. I had no idea. I would be twisting these little knobs and dials, and I had no idea where the crosshairs were going, whether they were going closer to where I was hitting or further away. And next thing you know, it was just all over the place. So I decided it was not worth testing anymore. I wasn't going to get anywhere. I wasn't getting any closer to figuring it out. And so I just took it off. Whatever. No biggie. Didn't need it. It was a close quarters kind of scenario. The next thing too, everybody wants to know is how the grenade launcher do. Well, I don't know. I took it off. I couldn't use the grenades. I was there. I'm out of gas again. Well, that's not true. I could use the grenades. I just really didn't feel like it. So I took it off to lighten the gun up. I will say again, this thing's not practical. But at the same time, it is really cool to have the gun. I actually like it on the gun because it gives me this kind of grip, you know, to hold on to right here. It's not, I know it's not a forward grip, but I still like it. It just really doesn't serve any purpose. So bear that in mind if you're thinking about getting one. So now we have my gun as is, and the flashlight is working now. So yeah, imagine that aiming at you. Oh yeah, try to shoot me now, bitches. Yeah, people wonder why I have that. That's why. But of course it's daytime, so I didn't use that. But I stayed on. The gun didn't get hit, so I didn't worry about it. The next thing I have to say, now I do have to say on the scope real quick. This rail is much better than the 45-degree rail because it kept the scope so high I could actually see with my scope. I could actually aim, you know. So yeah, that was pretty good. So I mean I really like it. I know it says rant 4 on the side of it, but I'm okay with it. It's alright. So yeah, I did have some problems with the trigger, the E-grip, not counting all of my shots. Like I'd pull the trigger and nothing would happen, and then I'd pull it a couple more times and finally it would shoot. I blame that on a nearly dead battery because when I finally finished for the day, I noticed I was blinking red down there, so you know that battery was gone. But otherwise, it was really awesome to be able to like shoot, and then switch to 3-round burst all of a sudden. I mean, I know that you have to fire the 2 rounds first, but I really got used to that, and I was like, okay, I would be like shooting normal, bang, bang, and then I would see somebody, and I'd be like, bang, 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 you know, and really send a volley at them. Another point I want to make real quick, and I had this said to me a couple times a day. People would pick up the gun, and they'd just be like, oh, it's so heavy, it's so heavy. Oh, but all that gear is so heavy. And, you know, I have to say about the weight of this thing, to everybody, you know, like asking, oh, it's so heavy and saying all that, grow a pair. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's heavy. It's heavier than your Mini. It's heavier than your die, but I'm still playing with it. I didn't have a problem. Maybe it's just, you know, maybe I'm manning up on you guys, huh? Maybe that's what it is, because like I don't really see a problem with the weight. Yeah, it's heavy. And yeah, it was a lot better once I took the grenade launcher off. But it didn't really affect my game. I mean, I feel good because I'm all kind of pumped up and get the adrenaline going, and I feel like I've you know, had a workout as well as had a good time. So I don't really, when everybody says it's heavy, it looks heavy, it doesn't really faze me. I mean, seriously, man up. You out there all relaxed with your really lightweight gun. You want a recliner while you're at it? You can play with their little chair and you can be pushed around by a butler. Is that how you want to play, huh? Yeah, whatever. I bet a ton of soldiers right now would love to smack anybody who says that and go, yeah, do what I do, alright? So that was a lot of fun. The gun is so much lighter without the grenade launcher. It was so much easier to grip onto this way. I did have a problem with, I tried to put the rail armor on it right here, and it didn't want to stay. It kept sliding on and off because the little thing here that locks it in place doesn't quite fit, so I'd have to modify that later. Another thing you might notice is this big glaring green thing right here. Yeah, that guy. I did install this yesterday before going out, and it is the cliche Exalt universal feed gate. And let me tell you one thing, when they say universal, they are full of it. It is not universal at all. It is actually did not fit on this hopper in the least, but I really wanted it. And plus this hopper, I mean, it's mostly the hopper's fault. It's a really cheap hopper, and the lip that's on it was really poorly molded. In fact, I can't even explain it. It wasn't flat. It wasn't flush. It was weird, and the lid didn't even like to stay on it. So what I did is I said, you know, I really want to use this thing. So what I did is I shaved off. I actually used a, yeah, it's a custom part now. Yeah. So my first actual modification, sawed the hinge right off, so I can't put the lid back on anymore. Fit this guy over it and then super glued it. That's how I did it. Because even once I got it fit around there, it was still too big. It just slide right back off. So I actually put a rubber band underneath to give it a kind of a grippy seal, and then I just filled the little crevice with super glue. So it ain't coming off. But on that note, if this guy or this guy ever breaks, it's a whole new hopper, so that sucks. But whatever. But yeah, now that I have it and it was working, I don't know what I ever did without it. I mean, this thing was, oh yeah, it was just so great. Just pour in and you're done. Yeah, I had a little spillage, but minor compared to dealing with the lids and stuff like that. I literally would just pop the cap off, put the thing flush with it, and then just dump, and it would be full. Yeah, so even though this isn't cheap and not as good as like custom ones for specific hoppers, if this is the only option, I still recommend it. Yeah, totally. The other thing that I didn't like the entire time I was playing, the double mag. I'm taking this off and I may never put it back on. I think single mag is going to be way better because I just kept wanting to grab it and hold it as a grip, especially playing with the grenade launcher, even though I didn't do it too much. I did play one round with the grenade launcher, I should specify, but it really just, like, trying to grip both of them was so annoying. So I think it's just time to call it quits on this modification and just go back to a single mag. Because I do like the single mag. It does grip, it make a grip really easily and all that. So yeah, I mean that's that. I mean, other than that, the game was awesome. I mean, I didn't just go out there and wuss out because I know a lot of people are kind of like, well, you never play, so you know, who are you? But no, I went and I played and I played well, and I'd say my kill to death ratio was probably negative. I mean, I think I died more times than I got people out, but I did get quite a few people out, and it was pretty cool, awesome moments when it did. I did have a moment where I was full on parkour over a bunker and a guy shot me in the shoulder and I spun and landed on my back, and I was like, as much as that hurt, oh, it's so awesome. I just loved it. I did have, you know, there was guys hiding behind bunkers and I like noticed their feet sticking out and shot their feet and all those kinds of things, and yeah, it was a good game, good time, lots of fun, and once, you know, the gun worked. The Apex barrel, it worked. The E-grip, for the most part, it worked. I mean, you really can't complain. I mean, it was a good day, good game. The weather was really nice. I know it's Easter Sunday, but whatever, I still wanted to play. Now I just got to clean it all off and get going. Oh, this is the other thing I had an issue with, and this isn't really that important, but the remote coil. This thing keeps getting caught on this little pack right here, and every time I try to lift my gun up, it'd be like, oh crap! Ah. In fact, the sling wasn't very helpful either. It does relieve the weight of the gun if you let go or need to let go and walk around and stuff. But when playing, I almost wanted to take the sling off because it just seemed like it kept catching on things. But that just might be some adjusting too. I might just need to loosen it up a little bit too. As always, this was extremely helpful. Very glad I still have this. It was very good to just really get down and aim, but it was also, you know, when I was running around and diving over bunkers, which I did at least 3 times, it was really, really handy. So let's put this back on for a second. I know I gotta clean it up, and let's finish this video the right way. But anyways, thanks for watching. Tune in next time. I have got more parts on the way, so there will be more videos. And, you know, we'll see you then.